Alright, hello. It's 20th May, about 3:45 in the afternoon. Finally I can do a video with nobody around. It seems like every time I start one, somebody's always clowning around or doing something crazy. So, yeah, here we are. Right now I'm starting this late because it's about 110 degrees right now in this canyon, and I have 9 miles to go, and it's a steady climb to... 8 miles to 9,000 feet. So it's going to be 4 or 5 hours of slow going here. I wanted to touch on something that I started in an earlier one about experiences on the trail and how things really are. This trail really lays your soul bare after a while. You don't hide anything from yourself, and you can go through a range of emotions in a day. Well, even before lunch. I mean, there are moments where, you know, you're deliriously happy and giddy, and then when you're angry, some are rage, back to complete serenity, you know, when you come across a mountaintop or around a corner. And it's kind of funny how you can go through all these ranges of emotions in such a short period of time. You get a lot of time for introspection. You tend to evaluate yourself. At least I should only speak for myself. I tend to evaluate myself and what I'm doing. Sometimes the utter simplicity of what I'm doing and its magnitude continue to astound me. The simplicity and the fact that with a total of 30 pounds on my back, I can walk from Mexico to Canada and be good to go. And the immensity of walking from Mexico to Canada. Some days I'm still wrapping my head around it. So, I mean, a lot of people talk about stuff about gear on the trail and all that. That's fair and well. What I always wanted to see in videos, which I never did, was people talking about the internalization and some of the stuff. I mean, this morning was a prime example. Today was like almost a perfect day. Wake up in the morning in this beautiful trout hatchery in the middle of this canyon. Beautiful walk across a desert canyon early in the morning, which is in an earlier video I just gave a little snapshot of what it looks like. And yeah, and then a long slow climb to the top of this mountain. But man, when we got to the top, it was just, I don't know, I was actually speechless, and I just sat there gazing for probably half an hour. Part of it was resting because I'm, you know, fat and old, but a lot of it was just the immensity of what I was taking in, and with my eyeballs, my brain just wasn't computing very well. Here's a little glimpse of where I'm walking up this canyon here. So this will be my water source down there, and I'm walking right up in the middle of that canyon, and I'll be scaling the ridge at the very back. I don't know if you can see that, but physically, mentally, I'm doing fine. This is tough. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. There are days where it's sheer willpower, literally willpower. I will make it to this bush. I will make it to that rock. I will crawl up here on my hands and knees before I stop. And there's been some pretty spectacular climbs and some very frustrating moments. But I'm physically getting stronger. I can feel that. I'm losing weight. I've already lost about 23 pounds. Mentally, due to my experiences in the military and the time that I spent doing that, and the fact that I'm pretty much an introvert anyways, mentally it's not as bad. I'm starting to find out that although walking with groups of people is fun, it tears away from my experience of this being a solo journey, which is, I think, what I'm starting to crave. The group that I'm with now, I let them go ahead of me about half an hour so I can do this video and just have some time walking to myself. There's always compromises to be made into something like that. You know, I want to stop and look at something and they want to go, or they want to stop and I want to go. So this is nice. I can stop, do whatever I want, make a little video. Yeah, so mentally, it's, I don't know, I did a lot of this in the Army, waking up cold, going with no food, being wet, being cold, being miserable. That's all part of what I did before, so it's really nothing new, except for this time I've asked for it. But it really hasn't been that bad. I've had a couple crappy nights where I've had some gear failures, but that's being rectified in Big Bear. I'm a little bit behind schedule, but had some feet problems, and but they're healed now. So now I'm just working on building up stamina. And from all I've read in trail journals and stuff, the people who didn't take zeros and take it slow in the beginning really paid for it in places like the Sierras and further on, sometimes with crippling injuries. So I'm doing 15, 16 miles a day for now. I'm probably going to ramp that up to 20 starting next week and do that for a couple weeks, and then maybe up to 25. We'll see. There's no point in going to the Sierras too early because we're 173% of their snow this year or something. So yeah, and here starts the climb. So yeah, physically, yeah, I'm getting there. I really should have trained way more for hills and stuff before I came here, but you know what? Here I am in the desert, it'll do it for me. Mentally, good to go. I miss people at home. Sometimes I miss really in-depth conversations. And out here, I mean, you can only talk to yourself, and sometimes the voices in your head don't like you, as my son would say. Anyways, so I'm gonna not do the writing thing very much anymore. I think I'm gonna stick with video blogs. A lot more fun, a lot easier. There's a babbling brook. And for anybody out there who's interested, I mean, they give you a better sense of what's going on out here, rather than, you know, writing out some flowery prose about this, that, and the other thing. I mean, you want to read that, read John Muir and Thoreau and all those other guys who made their living writing flowery prose about the outdoors. This is kind of the nitty-gritty of what it's really like. So anyways, I'm going to try to make these a little bit more coherent, a little bit more structured. I'm learning as I'm going with everything here, so bear with me. Anyways, I'm going to need this as a trekking pole now because I got a climb coming up and my butt's dragging. So everybody at home, I love you, I miss you. Having a time of my life, even though some days I would argue with you, but for the most part, good to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.